What's going on in the school system lately?
Well,
A lot.
a lot of stuff going on, and it's hard to believe we're in the last 2 months. You know, this year's really flown by.
Almost middle of April.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow. But came by to talk about something special we're doing, and I'm about to run out of voice now, but Felicia is our public information officer, and she's actually coordinating a special event we're having, and I just want her to talk about it because we're trying to get the word out. And so, welcome, Felicia. And
Good morning.
y'all introduce yourself to her. Gary. Gary used to work at the district.
Yeah.
I'm the G-man.
I never worked. I never worked for Mr. Surrency, but I had retired before he became superintendent. I heard he was going to run. I said I better retire because I know he's going to get rid of me if I don't. So no.
Gary's my neighbor. I know how he is.
Yeah, we're neighbors. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And,
So what's going on, Felicia?
So I wanted to come talk about the Product of Putnam initiative that we've started at the school system. And essentially what it is, it's a way to recognize those people who have gone through the school system and then give back to our community. Or
wonderful.
who stay in Putnam County, who work here, who volunteer here. Just a way to recognize those individuals. So we are actually accepting nominations for these individuals starting yesterday until April 26th.
Cool.
And what we'll end up doing is presenting these names to our Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
They'll vote on these individuals to say, who is the product of Putnam in certain categories that we have, which I'll mention. And then we will recognize these individuals at our board meeting.
Okay.
So I'll kind of go through our categories that we've developed because we want to really make sure that we're getting all individuals that could possibly be a product of Putnam. So we're looking at healthcare, business, entrepreneurs, agriculture, industrial manufacturing, our welders, our auto techs, public service, law enforcement, military, and of course our teachers and education. And then we also have an other category where people can submit because maybe you don't know exactly what category they fall into,
Right.
but we want to make sure we capture everybody that could be a potential product of Putnam.
a DJ, a radio DJ could fall into that.
I remember years ago, Rick, we did a video very similar to that when I was working, and we called it "Where Are They Now?"
Oh,
And
cool.
we went to one of them. I think was Charlie Douglas. He went off to college and
Yeah.
came back. And more or less did an interview with these different people.
Oh, really?
It was
What's
really
Charlie
cool.
doing now?
Charlie is an attorney. Come on, George, wake up, buddy.
I'm just kidding. I know Charlie.
George is kidding on a Tuesday. Okay.
I mean,
Well, how can they get the nominations to you?
mhm.
So we're going to have paper forms spread throughout the county. We will also have an online form available on our website, on our Facebook, our Twitter, and then hopefully we're going to get the newspapers involved where they will also be running the nomination form.
Okay.
And what's the deadline for this?
This will be April 26th will be the deadline to submit your nominees, and that gives us time to present those to the chamber. And then in June, we'll be recognizing these individuals.
Okay, well, since Rick comes in on Tuesdays pretty much, could they drop them off here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely.
great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I mean, Gary Nielsen could actually be a nominee.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just because you're retired, but you've gone through the school system, you've done great things. I mean, and you're doing things for the community. And I'm using that as an example. We don't want people to think, okay, I'm retired, I can't, because
Well,
either.
the first thing he did was retire.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what Phyllis told me.
Well,
But,
that's great.
Yeah, we want to open it up for anyone who has gone through our school district and has come back and given back to
Right,
our
give it back.
community.
There's been so many. There's been so many superintendents that have left, and you don't see them again. I mean, you say, hey,
Right.
whatever happened to so and so, so and so? But I think more and more are coming back to Putnam County,
Yeah.
and that's really helping our county.
It is, and that's what we're trying to encourage.
Yeah,
You
it's a
know,
great thing.
Also, you have something else coming up, the Thrasher Horn.
that is. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's.
Yeah.
I don't have the date on that, but that's going to be like. Maybe you can help me.
We've been running the commercials for it.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing where it's like a career fair for all jobs and education.
That's great.
Right. So yeah, that is an ad that we ran, and thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah, that's coming up very shortly.
And we've also got a Pignotto play coming up.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
Newsies.
yeah.
That's coming up in,
Judge Nichols wanted me to mention this because his grandson is in it.
Yes.
So, Judge, I'm mentioning it.
well, I joke with Judge Nichols all the time because he goes, or he used to go to like every practice. So by the time the play started, he knew all the lines. So if anybody was out,
Somebody
Judge
was sick,
Nichols,
he could fit in, right?
he could just step up there and be like an understudy, you know.
Really?
But he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
know.
the Newsies Broadway musical coming up May 2nd through the 12th. It's the Palatka High School Musical Theater Department. Going to take place at the CL Overturf 6th Grade Center Auditorium. Say that three
It's
times.
actually the Pignotto Auditorium.
That's right.
Pignotto.
It's at CL Overturf School, but Pignotto Auditorium.
Pignotto, okay.
Right.
All right.
And actually, we have a couple principals who are actually performing in that show. And I won't
Let,
say-
let me guess one. Palatka High School, JT South.
That
right?
could
Okay.
be.
Okay.
We have
That's a guess.
principals they have talents beyond running schools. Yeah, they're
And that's
musical
a,
talent.
That's a great hall.
It
That's
is,
a
it really
great
is.
building.
Yeah.
Great theater.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, we could go on and on about what Jim Pignotto's done to that theater.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Rick, we need to repair one thing in the theater. It's doing great. I graduated from high school there in 1969, Palatka Senior High, before they went to South. Up on the wall, way up on the left-hand side, is a clock. It still reads 20 minutes after 4. That's what it read when I was in school in 1969, probably even before that. So I know they probably can't get up to that clock, but you know, maybe we can. I don't know. It's weird that almost 50 years, it's had the same time on it. Yeah, so have you
Well,
ever
now-
noticed that?
Now kids and people just pull their phones out and see what time it is.
That's
They
true.
don't
That's
even
true.
look.
That's true. I just look at that every time I go in for a play or whatever, and just look at it
Oh,
and
that's
laugh.
funny.
You know,
It
speaking
brings
of-
me back 50 years.
Speaking of 69, and this is another conversation for another day, but we've got two high schools that their first graduating class was 1969. Interlochen and Crescent City High.
That's right. And I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
They took some-
So we may be recognizing, and I'm letting the principals deal with that, but recognizing those first graduating classes. But of course, you graduated from Old Palatka South.
No, Palatka Senior High School.
Palatka
They went
Senior High.
south.
Then
in
it went
70.
south
Yeah.
after that. That's
yeah,
right.
I was the last class for Palatka Senior High. For
That's right.
South and Central.
Right, right.
That's not a very good expression. The school went south.
Oh, it went south, and then it went north, and then yeah.
And then it went from just a brief history lesson, Palatka South, Palatka Central joined together for Palatka High School,
77.
77. And then those two schools became middle schools.
And you have an assistant principal over there, Jerome Wilkinson, which was in the very first graduating class of Palatka High School.
Yes.
Palatka High School. Remember?
And he is retiring this year.
He told me that.
Yeah.
I saw him not too long ago, and he told me that.
Yeah.
He's great. That's good.
So all the fish better be on guard.
Yeah,
Because,
he will do some fishing.
Tremble at the sound of his name.
What
yeah.
else is going on in the school system?
Well, tonight we have a ninth school board meeting. And Felicia, help me remember if I forget anything, but one thing we're doing at the beginning of the meeting, we're actually going to recognize all the schools across the county for earning an accreditation. You know, we do the accreditation every 5 years. It's a big deal. So they have met the standards of the accreditation process, and so we're going to recognize all the schools tonight.
Super.
That'd be a big deal.
Well, you know, Superintendent, I haven't really been in the schools that much until this year. And the reason I've been going to some of the schools, we've been putting on some pickleball clinics for some of the
Right.
schools. QI
Right.
Roberts, Crescent City, Price Middle School. And I was very impressed with the behavior of the children out there.
Well, thank
I said,
you.
oh my gosh, what are we going to be? These kids love what we were doing. They came up and said, thank you so much for coming out. When you coming back? When you coming back?
That's great.
And I love seeing that because, you know, you don't always see that. But I think our school behavior is really great.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Gary. That means a lot.
All right. We're going to wrap things up. We've
Yep.
got news on the top of the hour.
It's good to see you guys.
We appreciate you coming. And Felicia, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And Gary was an icon, is an icon of the Putnam County School District. He really is. So
Like
it's
I've
just
been
good to be
saying,
back.
that's
I'll get my
brother
wallet
from-
out here, Rick.
That's my brother from another mother.
Well, thanks for coming, guys, and please come back.
We will. Good seeing y'all, okay?
Okay.